Random thought here. There's no privacy if I'm paying for it. This mother in North Carolina, when her kids were about 11, she went in the habit of taking their kids' phones at night when they go to bed. And because that way she didn't want them up all night, just on the internet, not getting good sleep.
Smart.
But then she would look through their phones.
Wait a minute.
And just kind of just to make sure that things are okay. Just checking what they're watching, what they're looking at. Now, as the kids have gotten older, she still does it. And some other parents were like, giving her shit about what happened to privacy and all that. And her mindset, there's no privacy if I'm paying for it.
You do have to protect your kids because there are predators online, right? There are too many sick individuals before there was the internet who used to prey on these kids in school, especially these men in their mid-20s and late 20s, hanging around high schools and dating high school cheerleaders. What is wrong with you? Y'all need to jail immediately. However, as you're raising these young adults, right? Because that's what teens are. Teens are young adults. They're becoming adults. And you're teaching them their independence. You've got to work on a level of respect and trust in that space. Now, if you don't trust them, yes, stay in them goddamn phones all the time. But if you've built up this level of trust with them, then you should trust what's in their phone. And let's be honest, these kids are tech savvy. Kids are teaching. This is a 41-year-old woman, right? I'm not saying that she's technologically illiterate, but these kids have been walking around with iPads since they could walk. So therefore, they know the ins and outs of technology. They can hide what they want from their mom on their phones.
Here's where I challenge what you're saying. I get that they earn a level of trust.
Yes.
And you should be able to let them have that. But I also believe you get what you inspect, not what you expect. I think you can do some spot checks on them, even they're the saintly kid, because all it takes is a kid to send the wrong tweet, the wrong text, the wrong something, and it could potentially ruin their life, their collegiate career could be over because they thought they were just being funny. And sometimes as a parent, you got to say, hey, what the hell? Imagine if the girl from University of Kentucky that was calling the other girl the N-word, imagine if her family would just spot checked her text messages and her social media every now and then. Maybe she wouldn't have gotten to this situation.
Yeah. Something tells me
or she wouldn't have got caught. Let's just say that. She wouldn't have got caught. She still would feel how she felt, but she wouldn't have got caught at least. But I do think there's nothing wrong with parents just spot checking. I'm not saying go through every single text message, but
that's where I draw the line right there. See, going through every single thing. Here's the thing. I love the idea that this mother is like, okay, bedtime, turn your phones in. We're going to treat this like a Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock or Kevin Hart comedy show. Give me your phones. We're going to put them in these bags until I unlock them in the morning. You don't get them. Why? Because kids will sit there, because adults will sit there on the phone. It's time to go. I got an early meeting in the morning. Hour later, man, I got to go to sleep. The next hour later, man, I really need to go. I'm going to be tired as hell in the morning. And an hour later. So imagine the kids on their phones like that, right?
It's so true that kids can be on their phones, on their devices, just constantly going through whatever. But I'm not even thinking about kids up playing games all night or going down a rabbit hole of TikTok. I'm thinking about people who are being bullied on social media.
Yes,
if you were to look at their phones, you can see, okay, wow, this person got 10 DMs of people saying my daughter stinks, at school. I need to get into this because this could actually blow up and be something big. You can see if your child is bullying someone else, or if your kids are sending explicit stuff. If you're, teenager in their youth, they're going through their hormones and their physical curiosities. We share pictures, and when we're young, we're stupid. We did it, and there was luckily no internet, but we did it. So I still see this as more of a positive than a negative. If my kid just winds up being mad at me because dad don't trust me, and that's all it is, great. Do that. Be mad.
I have no problem with the spot checking. I have a problem, and what it sounds like from this woman's tactics is that every night she goes through their stuff, and I'm like, that's like you're in jail, you send in mail out, the warden's going to read it. The mail comes in, the warden's going to read it. And it's like, what are you running? An imprisonment camp or a house?
I would challenge that because in the article she doesn't say every night I'm going through their phones. She did say that
But she didn't
every
say
night
that
I
every
take
night
their
she didn't.
phones.
She didn't say that she didn't, though.
Yeah,
So
but
therefore,
she didn't say that she did. So we're making a huge assumption. She
Okay.
said every night I take their phones. Some nights she just might be tired. She's going to bed. I'll check on their phones on Thursday.